Hey, what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here, and of course it's Wednesday, so I'm going to get to your guys' viewer comments and questions. So Rhonda Johnson hit me up, and she said that, in her quote, "You have the coolest videos, Phantom." Thank you very much. That is freaking awesome right there. That is, hey, right here. You get me right here. Torture Vision. I'd mentioned Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead, or I mentioned something Walking Dead related. He said I should just really give the second one a chance. It wasn't the second season, because the first season I watched, but I just heard how dull the second season was, and it just hadn't made my list of shows I need to finish. Like I still haven't finished like Dexter, Breaking Bad, like two of the biggest shows of this decade, and I haven't finished them yet. Like we're still kind of, because I got halfway through both of them and then I just like stopped for no reason. But we're currently working on these right now. So, and I'm sorry, Walking Dead just isn't as good as Dexter or Breaking Bad, so you get pushed down the list. And then everybody's like, we need to watch Sons of Anarchy. Like I know it's not horror, but they're like Sons of Anarchy, and I'm like, well, fuck. I do need to watch Sons of Anarchy. And that goes above Walking Dead, I'm sorry. American Horror Story. I haven't seen a single episode of American Horror Story. That goes above Walking Dead. So, I kept pushing it down. It's so far down the list right now you can't even see it. But I will get to it. I will eventually get to it. But yeah. I got no excuse. It's just one of them. It's like, I'll watch it when I watch it. But I will check it out. If you say it's good, I'll definitely check it out. Because I've been listening to a lot of your rants lately on YouTube, and we got a similar taste on certain things, so I'm going to take your word for it. We'll check it out. Ghostface Kid asked some questions, and the first question he asked was, do I think that DVDs and Blu-rays will be replaced by online streaming in the future? And absolutely. I don't think Blu-ray... sorry, I can't talk right. I don't think DVDs and Blu-rays will go away completely. If they go away, there'll always be some kind of hard format or hard copy of, each thing. I think that will always be there. However, I do think that, yeah, in the future it will be mostly streaming. The one thing I don't like about streaming, or even if you download copies or whatever, is like once those files are damaged, you're fucked, and you have to like go back and get them again. Now, granted, if you illegally do it, it's pretty easy to go ahead and replace what you lost or whatever. But like when you do the whole your shit's saved in the cloud, I don't trust that cloud, because literally all it takes is for someone on the other end to be like, nope, click, and they delete your account or whatever, and you're fucked and you don't have a copy. So I don't know. I'm partial to hard copies myself. Like I got several friends actually who are literally like, I got 10,000 movies. I got my little external hard drive, 10,000 movies or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, but I like having my DVDs. Like, I love the DVDs. I don't know, something about it. I'm a collector, I guess. But yeah, so yeah, but I do think it will go that way, though. So, his next one is, who is my favorite Universal monster? I'm about to say Frankenstein's monster. As much as I prefer vampires and stuff, I think as far as the Universal movies go, he's my favorite. Because I know, the Wolfman, he's a good guy. He does tend to whine a little bit. Like, he's too much of a good guy. Dracula, it's like he's always scheming and just kind of a douche. But Frankenstein's monster, it's just like, he's the one who's just like, he's just himself. Like, he's not whining about a curse, or, he's not bitching that he got created. He's just a dude who doesn't know what the fuck's going on, and he's, he's just like, he's a fish out of water, pretty much. And I don't know, I like that. I apologize, I have not seen any of the Creature from the Black Lagoon movies. I know, holy shit, easy, hey, come on. Alright. Put the fist down. I know, fucking poser. I know. Believe me, I got this list. I got a whole list of shit that I should have already seen, and I am working through it. I'm fucking chopping that down. And that's on there. Trust me, I do plan on watching it. I bought a shitload of the Legacy collections, and I just didn't buy it. I didn't get the Invisible Man either. So easy. I do plan on watching them, but just haven't watched them yet. And then finally, he said, he asked, what are my thoughts that they did a film that was like old school monster versus like a new school monster? More like one of the Universal, dudes going up against like one of the 80s slasher icons. I'm down. Like, I'm down for just about any kind of a horror movie. Especially with something new like that. Like, I don't care how cheesy it sounds. Like, I would much rather watch, like, Frankenstein's Monster versus Jason as opposed to just another fucking remake. Like, to me, at least, as cheesy as it is, at least it's an original idea. At least we're going to get a crazy story. How does Frankenstein monster and Jason collide? Well, we're going to find out. As opposed to just like, well, let's just retell the Friday 13th movie again. Let's just retell Halloween again. Let's just retell Nightmare on Elm Street again. It's like you're adding nothing new to the table there. You're just rehashing shit. So, yeah, I would love to see. And I've had to pick. I know I just threw those out as like an example, but if I had to like literally, like legitimately pick. No, it would probably be that, actually. Or the Mummy versus, like, you'd have to do, like, Supernatural versus Supernatural. So you'd have to, like, the Mummy versus, like, Freddy Krueger or Pinhead. Like, to me, that would be a good matchup. The Wolfman against, I don't know. Who was his equivalent, I guess, in the 80s? No idea, so I'm just going to throw him randomly. So I'm going to throw him against Jason, just because Jason's just kind of like, you know, he's bigger or whatever. But, yeah, no, I'd be down for it. Totally be down for it. So thank you, my man. Last week, someone asked me, was scariest jump scare, and I talked about Mulholland Drive, and Brett Fitzgerald said, don't feel bad. He, that scene scared him too, and he jumped as well. And, hey, thank you, my man. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's a scary scene. It really is. Warren Cocking, asked some questions, and he asked me, out of these following killers, who is my favorite? Who do I like the best? And he throws out Freddy, Jason, Michael, Captain Spaulding, Leatherface, and the killer from Don't Go Into the Woods. Michael Myers, hands down. I mean, I just the movie is the best of all, and I just love the character. Like, I don't know, especially in the first one. You take away the entire he's after his sister. You just look at part one by itself. Just an unstoppable killing machine. Just doesn't slow down, and he's like human. You know what I mean? Like he in that movie, at least in the first one, you watch the first one without ever seeing any of the other ones that follow it. It's like he is just unstoppable evil, and I love that. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely go Michael Myers on that one, my man. That's what my favorite video game is. Oh shit! If we're going like all time, yeah. Remember, I'm older. I'm almost 30. I'm gonna be turning 30 soon. So, like to me, like my old school games were like Super Nintendo and shit when I was a kid. I did play a lot of games when I was in high school. I kind of stopped. Like high school was the cutoff point. Like after I got out of high school and had to work and shit, like the only games I kept up with was like every time a new wrestling game came out, I'd get it. I hate sports. I love Madden. Like I don't know, and I don't like Blitz. Like Blitz is just too cartoony. Even though I know I just said I like wrestling, Blitz was just too fake for me. So I always preferred Madden. Like I like the legitimacy of Madden. The GTAs and Rock Band. Those were really the four games that I always like. I keep those. Like I get the newest ones of those when they came out. But yeah, as far as oh man, all time game. I don't know. I'll go with like I'm gonna go SmackDown. I think the second one was Know Your Role, and that to me was the best SmackDown game because you had like 4-player season modes, and to my knowledge, I don't think they've ever done that since then. Like the first one you may have had 4, but then the second one, like you actually had good storylines. You had all 4 players playing, and it was just like, it was insane. It was insane. But after that, they got rid of that quickly and just started doing like 1-player season modes, and I don't like that. So I'll go that one. I don't know. I'm a big. It depends on what mood you catch me in, because I'm not gonna lie. Like right now, I love me some Rock Band. Like I love to put in the disc, and unfortunately, all my instruments are broken right now. I got the mic. I got a mic, and it's starting to go out too. But yeah, Rock Band. It's like the ultimate party game. And then he asked, what was my favorite movie mask? Man, I'm gonna say honestly, probably the Jason's potato sack mask from Friday 13th Part 2. I'm gonna say that's probably my favorite one, actually. With Halloween, Michael Myers mask, a close second. Like that's to me, that's like perfect because it is just like blank evil, like expressionless fucking evil. But something about the potato sack I really like. I don't know, just it's more realistic, I guess. It just screams. I can see some deranged hillbilly throwing that on their head and killing people. So yeah, I'm gonna go potato sack, but Michael Myers mask is a close second. And finally, he asked, would I rather? This is kind of an odd one, like just the two. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Would I rather live in a haunted house or in the ghettos of L.A.? It's kind of weird, I guess. I don't know. So I would love to live in L.A., but I don't know about the ghettos. I'm not a tough guy. Now, let's face it, I'm gonna get robbed. I'm getting robbed right off the bat. I'm gonna say haunted house. Fuck it, let's go haunted house. Like, listen, for I don't personally believe in ghosts, so you're like, the house is haunted, and I'm like, sweet, I'll move in right now. A family of 8 was like butchered in there, and their corpses are still walking around. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. Because I don't believe their spirits are actually there. But if we're like in a movie world and it's legitimately haunted or whatever, I feel like until the hauntings get bad, like when they start like inflicting pain on me or trying to possess somebody in the household, I feel like it'd probably be better than the ghettos of LA. Because I don't know, I just feel like at least when I got ghosts, they're not they're not stealing my shit. If they are stealing, they're just moving it around or whatever. I don't want my DVDs to get stolen. So yeah, I'm gonna say haunted house. So thank you, my man, appreciate it. Lori Holt commented earlier, just said that she loves all the little movie tidbits I drop on Facebook, and thank you, Lori, I appreciate that. Just try to do something different, try to keep things going. So, Patrick Lang, one of the tidbits I dropped was it said that there was this brutal murder over in London or England or the United Kingdom. I don't know, not off my geography or current events. Or just shit in general. But there was a brutal murder over there, and apparently they were like, well, we did because child's play or whatever. And but Patrick Lang interjected and said that it was some kind of rave music and Child's Play 3 that was actually he corrected me on that one. So yeah, so thank you, appreciate that. Did not know that. I was unaware. I like the rave music part. Like, Child's Play 3 I can understand is like the rave music. Like, it's like, well, we watched Child's Play 3 and it was okay. And someone turned on the song and guess what? We're like, fuck it, let's go kill some people. So, got another good review, or, I guess from a satisfied customer. The Omen. That's the name. The Omen, which I love that movie. So, said great review. Talking about this past weekend. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Means a lot. My Blaze Sanitarium. My favorite comment of the week is right here, by the way. I was going to mention it this past Sunday, and I was like, nah, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it for this one. Because during the last Sunday, or not this past one, but the one before last week's, we did the Sunday Showdown. And of course, I was there with, Super Terrorizer and the Man with No Name. And he's like, they should form a tag team, and I should be the manager. And I'm like, you know what? I totally agree, because I think I can do some damage. Super Terrorizer, tough son of a bitch. Man with No Name, devious as hell. He definitely fight dirty. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I would be the perfect manager. Fucking tripping motherfuckers up and throwing the salt in the eyes and, have my, Freddie Blassie Kane and just, So yeah, that's freaking hilarious right there. The other comment though, and I noticed it was funny, because it seemed like they weren't really getting too serious with each other. I mean, they were taking a couple of shots here and there, but for the most part, it looked like it was all in good fun. So I didn't intervene. But Simon Terrell, who goes under the name Open Grave, which is his band, and My Blaze Sanitarium, they kind of got a little bit, because what happened was my Blaze Sanitarium, he said that since Cornette was killed, and if you know what I'm talking about, watch the video. But since Cornette was killed and Jimmy Hart took his place, he goes, nope, can't vote for Pumpkinhead. And Simon Terrell took offense to that. He was like, what? Jimmy Hart was a great man, so then they just started kind of like doing this little like throwing like wrestling stats at each other. Once again, it didn't seem like it was getting too personal or anything like that, so I stayed out. I was like, all right, I'll let these guys duke it out. So, which I mean, for me personally, I'm a Cornette fan, like it's through and through. Like I'll tell you right now, I like Hart, but even though like Hart did manage some really good wrestlers, don't get me wrong, I mean some iconic wrestlers, I can see what my Blaze Sanitarium's talking about, because he always did feel like the second-rate manager. Like, even in WWF, it seemed like, the Brain, fucking Bobby Heenan was, like, always number one, always the main, villainous manager. And it seemed like Hart was too. Now, don't get me wrong, I believe, Hart definitely had probably more gold. Because, I mean, when I look at Heenan's roster, I mean, of course, Andre Giant won the title, but instantly gave it up, shortly afterwards. So, not really, you can't really count that too much. Rick Rude, and he had the Intercontinental title. I think that's about it, wasn't it? I mean, he didn't really have a whole lot of gold in his stable, I don't think. Whereas Hart, he did, like, constantly. Well, no, because he also managed Mr. Perfect, and he had the Intercontinental title, so. Yeah, so, I mean, but for the most part, I'm just trying to say, Hart did always seem like the second rate of the, the two, so. And granted, like Cornette was never like the main, he was definitely more of a tag manager or whatever. But still, yeah, I don't know. I'll still put Cornette above Hart. So, and then finally, my home girlfriend Maya commented, "Busting my balls" on Monday because she also does news on her channel, and of course I brought up the whole, we got a new Pennywise, and Will Poulter was cast as that, and of course she had that on her news channel, so then she was just busting my balls. She's busting my balls off air first, and then she goes on there and busts my balls. So sorry, Sweetie, I stole your news there, but yeah, I'll do it again. I will do it again. So guys, thank you for the comments. Remember, any comments that you leave, whether it's here on YouTube or Facebook or even Twitter. Facebook, I mean, if you leave it on like my post, you post it on there. Now, if you actually just have a conversation with me, like like we're conversating, I don't ever put that on here. That's a conversation between us. So I respect your privacy, so you can come to me and talk or whatever. But you just post shit on my channel, like, hey, on my page, like, hey, who do you like between these two or whatever? Who's winning the fight? It'll come on here. So any comments you guys leave on my channel or pages or whatever, it will wind up right here Wednesday night. Viewer comments. So yeah, that's all I got. I'm the movie fan.